Our family has had about the worst luck possible when we have gone to Disneyland. Now, I haven't been there very often, but almost every time I have, without fail, my daughter Emma has gotten sick. Well, one night we had an epic meltdown in the hotel room. Not only was she not feeling well, not only did we have to leave the park early, but now she was being forced to drink some grape flavored medicine that she wanted nothing to do with. You would have thought we were trying to poison her. Now, in the moment, we were the meanest parents ever. It was only afterwards, when she began to feel better, that the great medicine made any sense. Isn't that how it works with God? We often don't have a clue in the moment. It's often not till much later that understanding comes. Well, let's see a perfect example of this in John chapter 2. I'm going to read 18 through 22. The Jews then responded to him, "What sign can you show us to prove your authority to do this?" Jesus answered, "Destroy this temple, and I will raise it again in 3 days." They replied, "It has taken 46 years to build this temple. How are you going to raise it in 3 days?" But the temple he had spoken of was his body. After he was raised from the dead, his disciples recalled what he said. Then they believed the scripture and the words that Jesus had spoken. One of the things I find encouraging about Jesus' disciples is just how often they were clueless. They often had no idea what was really going on in the moment. But that's what I find so comforting, right? Without having a full understanding of what was going on, they still wholeheartedly followed Jesus, and they were still actively involved in his mission. Right? Jesus makes a statement about destroy this temple, and I will raise it in 3 days. Now, the people, and presumably his disciples, had no idea until much later that he was referring to his actual body, not an actual building. Right? Isn't that how it often works in life? We can't see what God is up to in the thick of things. It's only often much later, or perhaps not even in this life, that we get a fuller understanding. There were so many things in the moment the disciples couldn't see, and yet they had to make a decision to follow Christ or not. Do I follow Christ completely before I have complete understanding? Right? What it comes down to is this: is the person whom we are following trustworthy? If they are trustworthy, then I can commit to following before I have complete understanding. Right? And that's part of why we're embarking on a church-wide Bible reading plan, to discover that Jesus is trustworthy. Now, I have to imagine that there are things in your life right now that you don't have a complete understanding on, and that's okay. If you did, you'd be God. Right? My encouragement to you is this: you can still completely follow and completely give yourself to God prior to fully understanding, because he is trustworthy. If we wait until we have perfect understanding to follow, we will live our entire lives on the sidelines while living a very passive existence. Like the disciples, let's not allow what we don't understand to paralyze us, but rather to mobilize us. I'm going to leave you with this question: where do you need to follow Christ in spite of not yet having a full understanding?